Just toast us. Go down to the comments and just fucking toast us for mispronouncing shit.
And y'all put a clip of you pronouncing their name.
Right, dude?
Like, I'm not going on YouTube, especially for these newer fighters. Like, I'll look up their resume,
Yeah.
and I watch the Contender Series, but I'm not going and watching, ONE FC. I'm not watching Risen. I'm not watching a whole lot of other
Yeah, yeah.
organizations or jujitsu in another country, dude. I'm watching the UFC and Dana White's
Yeah, I mean,
Contender
that's it.
Series. If it's outside of that, you tell me
Yeah,
about
exactly,
it.
exactly, dude. Agreed. I try to go find some old footage of these people and see, or go look at what camps they're at, or who they're training with and stuff. But any given day, you just never know. Someone could get caught, someone could come in sick or not feeling well, and you just never know. I mean, again, it's a 50-50 chance at any given day.
If you ever want to take an underdog, it's got to be like in the UFC because there's more factors than
Yeah,
anything else, and it's a fight.
it's a
It
fight.
just takes one shot.
Exactly,
It's a fight.
exactly, dude.
All right, so first, and again, I'm not going to give out too many picks on these first ones, so you can either pass or give your pick. First up, we got Mizuki versus
Dude, I
Amorium.
like Jacqueline here.
Amorium is minus
Yeah,
475.
I like Jacqueline here. I know the odds are stacked up, and that's for a reason. She has 100% finish rate, 80% submissions. She submitted her last three fights. I don't know. I just don't know how Jacqueline could lose here. I think Moram comes in and kicks ass, dude. I think this is going to be, again, same thing last week. I said it, most of the time women's fights go the distance, but I like the fight not to go the distance, and it hit.
You called the first fight of
Yeah,
that last card. I can't think of what her name was, the girl from Canada, but she came out and won, and those were even odds
yeah.
too. So whether that was a parlay piece or betting that straight up, I mean, that was like betting a blackjack hand. So good job on
Yep,
that one.
exactly, dude. And again, I don't.
So Morium can't lose.
Amorium can't lose, and exactly, I'm gonna write that shit down. She can't lose, and again, I don't think the fight goes the distance. I think she freaking.
She cannot afford to lose, brother.
You can never afford to lose.
All right, next up we have Raposo versus Maxum. Maxum is minus 450.
I
I'm not familiar with either
Yeah, I mean,
one.
both of these guys lost their last two fights. I don't think either of these guys. I'm surprised they made it to a, like to this level. Basically, to be honest with you, it's kind of shocking that they're on a pay-per-view card. I mean, they're fighting in Abu Dhabi, so I think typically you see better components. I'm going to stay away from this fight. I have no dog in this fight, and I think those odds are crazy too.
All right, pass. Next, pass for me. Next up, we got man, and good luck saying his last name. This is the hardest one probably on the card. I'm just gonna call
I'm
him
just calling
Hamdy
him
because
Hamby,
that's his
baby.
first
Exactly.
name.
I'm just calling him Hamby.
We got old Hamdy versus Chris Barnett, and I do have an opinion on this one. There's no way Hamdy loses this fight. Like, there's just no way unless Chris Barnett hits him with a triple backflip kick to the face or some crazy stuff. He is like an acrobat, but man, if there's anybody that I'm looking at on the UFC roster, I'm like, this guy should not be a UFC fighter. And no
Yeah,
disrespect, like
yeah.
at all. But Chris Barnett is not a UFC caliber
No.
fighter. He should not be in the UFC. He's been in a lot longer than he should
Yeah.
have. I'm taking old Hamdy here to win this fight. He is minus 380, but I think it's like a nice first
Yep.
leg to a parlay.
100% agreed. I think Hamley in a parlay is the smart bet there. I don't know how he loses. Again, I think Chris Barnett is entertaining as hell. I think he's crazy on and off for in and out of the ring. I think he's a wild motherfucker. And even in the ring,
He can
he'll
dance. He's got some crazy
he's
moves,
got
bro.
crazy
Like he
moves,
does some
dude.
crazy moves, but the boy gasses out
Yeah,
quick,
exactly. And
and
this is
he gets he
go ahead,
yeah,
go ahead.
he
Yeah, he
struggles, bro.
struggles. This will be a slugfest, but I mean, I think Hamley gets it done in under 2 rounds, basically. I don't know how this goes to the third round either way. Either Chris catches him with some crazy fucking, like you said, roundabout fucking heel hook, or we'll see him jumping off the side of the ring to a fucking roundhouse, dude. I mean,
He's gonna hit him with a Mortal Kombat special if he
finish
wins.
him. I mean, it's the craziest
Finish
shit, bro.
him.
When he does win, it's
Yeah.
freaking crazy. But there's no,
Yeah, I'm cheering for the guy, dude.
yeah,
It would be cool if he wins, but I'm just if you're gonna and the odds reflect that. He's a big
yeah.
underdog, but if you're gonna bet an underdog, I'm not
No,
taking him. That's
I'm
all I'm
not
saying.
taking him. I'm taking Hamley all the way, dude.
All right, next up we got Nathaniel Wood versus Jose Miguel Delgado. Delgado's minus 150.
Now, this is an interesting fight because Nathaniel Wood's got a lot of experience, right? He's been around for a while, but Jose Delgado, he's got 100% finish rate, 100% finish rate. So
He's only lost
he's only
once.
lost once. Yeah. So his loss, he lost, but every time he's won, he's finished the fight. So I mean, he's looking to get the job done, and that's what I love to see in fighters. Sometimes you see these guys come in and they just want to win smart. So you see a lot of grappling or rolling around, and they just lay on top of the guy and just win. Which is okay. I mean, I understand you're going for the win, but I think this is going to be a really good fight, and I think Jose Delgado, takes it, and I like that minus, was it 140?
Minus
Yeah,
150,
I
but
mean,
yeah,
I
pretty
would take
much.
that all day, no problem.
Yeah, 100%. You're looking at a seasoned veteran versus a confident prospect, and the odds do reflect that. If I had to pick between the two, I'm going to go with the prospect. I'm going to go with Delgado as well. I'm personally not going to play this, but that's my lean. If I had to pick a play here, I'd go with
Yeah, I'm
Delgado.
going with Delgado.
Next up, we have Walter Walker, who had gotten his fight. The guy who Muhammad Usman had pulled out on him the last fight that was supposed to be in
Yeah,
Brazil, and Walter was pissed about that. And now he's fighting a guy who I'm not familiar with at all, named Louis Sutherland. Walker is minus 400 here, but he's one of those guys like we talked about last week. The UFC is trying to
yeah,
promote him
yeah,
right now. They're trying to give Walker
yeah.
layups,
Agreed.
to get in contention, especially for it being a heavyweight. The heavyweights are boring right now. The heavyweight division's boring, and Walker has some swagger. He's got great jiu-jitsu skills. He's the heel hook
Yeah,
specialist,
exactly.
and I just feel like the UFC is giving him layups right now to until he cracks that top 10, and then they'll start giving him some real dogs. But right now, I think they're just trying to build his name up. This is one of those guys I'm gonna say he just can't
Yeah, I agree.
lose.
He can't
The
lose.
UFC's setting him up to
Yeah,
not
they're setting him
lose.
up for sure. I think, we get Walker money line easily. I think you get to go and find Walker by submission, and that's a safe bet as well. I don't know what the odds would be there, but I think that's probably the smart money. Walker for sure. I mean, I don't know how he loses. There's no way.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the parlay I put together, I'm gonna put Walker as the first leg.
Love it.
I know the odds are pretty big, but again, this is one of those like we call layups. Now I will say the layup that we called last week, who got beat, and I was so sad about it, was that Danny Barlow, dude.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That was
Oh, that busted
yeah.
me, bro. That busted me up. I was so upset about that, and he was a big favorite too. One thing I hate too though is if I do put a big favorite on a parlay, and that big favorite is the leg that lost. It makes me
Yeah,
sick, bro. It
exactly.
makes me
Yeah,
sick. If I bet an underdog, like say when we talked about the
yeah,
Steelers, right? If they lost,
yeah,
oh well, we
yeah.
took the risk and they were an underdog. But I don't mind putting money on an underdog that's going to give me a run for my money versus a sure thing lock, and it busts
Yeah.
me up inside,
That
dude.
does happen,
That
unfortunately. I
hurts.
mean, stuff's gonna happen. Again, it's a fight overall. You just never know, who's gonna come in hotter, who's gonna come in, and just get caught, basically.
Yeah, and again, it is a fight at the end of the day. So, um, let's see here. Next up, we have. I'm not familiar with this guy at all. We got Selwadi versus Camilo, and let's see what the odds are here. The fight odds are it's a pick 'em. Are you familiar with either one of these
No,
guys?
I
Because I
was
don't
gonna
know
double check. I
anything,
think
and
I
I'm not
stayed
even
away
gonna
from this
act
fight.
like I do. All right, so we're gonna pass
Yeah.
on that one.
Oh no,
But
no.
you
You
know
know what?
what
I
we're
take
gonna
that back.
do?
I
We're gonna
take that
watch
back.
the
I went with
fight, and we're
Camilo.
gonna learn about these
I went with
guys.
Camilo on this one. I take that back. Let me switch.
All right,
Yeah, I went.
we got a Brazilian versus an American guy. The Camilo is. Let's see. Sorry, I'm pulling up. Camilo's 9-3, and Selwadi is 15 and
Yeah.
four.
So
So,
again, I mean,
uh,
it's a very interesting, but Camilo is going to look for the finish here, and I think all four of El Swati's losses were by TKO. So I think Camilo wins here, and it's basically a pick 'em, like you said. So I mean, I would just take that as a flat bet and just not even parlay it or do anything crazy with it.
I will say there's a age difference here. Camilo's 24 and Selwadi is age
Yeah.
30. But again, I don't have any lean on this fight. I don't know anything about either guy. So this is going to be one of those Saturdays where I watch both of those fighters and I make my evaluation
Yeah.
after.
Yeah, that's fair, dude.
I'm taking notes on that one. Next up, we have uh, Mateus Rebecki versus Ludovic Klein. Ludovic Klein is the slight favorite here at minus
Which
150.
is kind of crazy to me. I mean, I think this is going to be a good fight. Um, Clyde's got the experience, and his only recent loss is the Gamrot, dude. So I don't know how he loses. I'm surprised the odds weren't stacked in his favor more.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. Like I don't know a lot about Rebecki, but Klein's a
Yeah,
dog, bro. He's had a lot of tough fights and he's a dog. Rebecki lost the decision to Chris Duncan and then he got KO'd by Diego Ferreira. So um and his wins are not that
yeah,
impressive. So I'm I think there's no way Klein
yeah.
loses this fight, bro. Like
When I saw the odds,
I
I thought
think
that was
I think
insane.
yeah, for the odds, I love that, dude. I think Klein is going to be on my parlay too.
Yep, I have Klein in my like martingale strategy.
All right, love it. Next up, we got Ikram Aliskerov. I always have a problem saying his name. Ikram Aliskerov versus Jung Young
This
Park. Askarov is minus
Now, same
240.
thing. Literally, his only two losses was to Chimaev and Robert Whitaker. I mean, this dude's fought fucking everybody you could imagine. He always ends up winning. I don't know how he could lose. Basically, I think this is a great fight. And what were the odds for
Th-
Ikram?
This is the UFC giving him one of them layups.
Yeah, I mean
They want Askarov to go up the division, and I think those really tough high caliber fights for him were super beneficial for him because those were able to allow him to really
yeah,
grow. So
exactly.
I think by throwing him into the fire, I think he's handled it pretty well. And if this is really his evaluation fight. Is he a serious contender or not? Because if he loses to Park, I don't think anybody's going to respect him in the same way as a real
Yeah,
contender
I don't know
anymore.
how he loses. Yeah, this is his coming out party. He's gonna win here, and you're gonna see him just start shooting up and doing some more heavier opponents.
And no offense to Park, but Park to me is way more on the side of gatekeeper
Yeah.
versus a
Yeah, I
contender.
mean, he does have heavy
So
hands. I feel like he starts a little slow at times. But yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. He's the gatekeeper at this division at the middleweight class.
if you're gonna take Park, I think knockout is his only path to
That's his
victory
only
here.
path to victory, 1,000%. He's just got to catch him just
So if you're
right.
taking him, and you could probably get that plus 195 at probably plus 250 or more if you take the knockout. And that, like I said, I think that's really his only
Yeah, I
path
mean,
here too.
probably.
So
Let's see if I can pull it quick.
all right, yeah, let's see what the knockout is on that.
2 to 2. Sometimes this shit sucks. Prelims. Every freaking app's different, dude. I hate it.
No. Hey, that's another thing. While he's looking those up, something that to note is, as a sports bettor, you know, I don't encourage it really, but if you do want to bet on sports, download as many apps as your state allows you to, because that way you can compare all the
Yeah.
odds for fights. I mean, every sports book is going to give you like different bonus
Yep.
options or different
Yep.
boosts or different like kickbacks. So be aware of that, but also check the odds. I mean, you might, if there's a guy you like and he's minus 170 on one book and then he's minus 150 on the other, take the one where he's minus
For
150.
sure.
Do whatever is in the best interest of odds for you. So if you are going to bet and you're responsible, download as many sports betting apps as your state allows and really compare and contrast, because every sportsbook app does have different odds, even if it's
Yeah,
slight.
no, dude. Sometimes they're crazy odds too. I mean, sometimes I'll see stuff at minus
Especially
180, and then another one it's like minus 240 or minus 260.
Bro, especially they really differentiate when it comes to prop
Oh, for
bets.
sure, dude. Yeah, and I feel like some of the more mainstream ones now are like Caesars and BetMGM. They don't need your money. They don't give a shit. They're not giving out crazy promos. They're not giving you the best odds. They're stacking it in their favor because they don't need you as much. You go to like Bet365 or ESPN or something, they're going to give you definitely more promos and more promotional bets and like you said, the same game parlays. boost and things like that. All right, dude. So Young Park by KO plus 750. I'm like, I
Whoa.
might just sprinkle that just in case. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
crazy. Sorry, man. I got
no,
some
you're good,
allergies
brother.
today
Everyone's
too, so I'm gonna
allergies
blow my
after
nose
that
and
rain
sounding
2 weeks
crazy.
ago. Everyone's allergies have been blowing up.
It's that season, bro. So yeah, if you're taking Park, man, that's crazy odds. I'm not gonna argue or fault anybody for taking
Yeah,
those odds because if you're taking those, man, and they hit, man, I'm
yeah,
partying it
that's
up.
that's crazy for sure. I would not have thought it was that insane.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
diabolical.
dude, for sure. All right, what's
Makes me want to
next?
sprinkle it. Next up, we have. I always have a problem with his last name too. We have Nazrat Hawkpros versus Killian Salkid. It's a pick'em. I don't have an opinion on this one. Do you?
I don't know. I don't see that one due to my thing. I'm all over the place here.
It's between Aliskerov and the Rakic fight.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one, dude. I think this will be a banger. I think these guys will fight like crazy. Rocket is coming off his last 3 fights were losing.
Oh, do you want? Sorry, do you want to skip to the Rakic
Oh, I thought
fight?
that's what you said, brother. The one before then.
Sorry, I was at the Nasrat Hogpurse fight. I can't
You're
say
good.
his last
I'll
name,
skip
but
it.
it's the one right below it. But I don't have an opinion, so if you want to
Let's
skip it,
skip
I'm
it then.
happy
Yeah,
to.
let's skip it.
All right, my
You're
sorry
good,
about
brother. You're
that.
good. I thought that's what you
All
said.
right, so no, my bad. Next up, okay, so now we're getting into the
Yeah.
juicy. We're getting into the main card here. First fight of the main card, we have Alexander Rakic versus Azamat Muraskinov. Who do you like
All
in
right. I
that?
mean, this is gonna maybe sound crazy, but I'm gonna take the 15-0 guy, dude. This is gonna be a banger. Azamat comes out with KO 73% of the time, and Rakic has lost his last 3 fights altogether. This is a light heavyweight fight, so these guys are a little bit bigger. Means they're going to be punching a little bit slower. They're not going to get off quite as crazy as some of the lighter fights guys do. But I think this is going to be a great fight.
All right, so here's two things that really stand out to me. The reach advantage is really big on Rakic. He has a six and a
Which
half
is
reach
insane.
advantage in
Yeah,
this
which is
fight,
insane.
which is big. He's a lot taller. He's 6'4", and the undefeated guy is 5'10". But the difference here for me is the confidence. How could Rakic be confident or not second guess himself with the KO
Yeah,
losses and with the losing streak he's on right now? And in MMA, I think that is such an important thing. Is mental. It's most of it is
yeah,
mental when you get
for
to the
sure.
top. I'm not. I wouldn't know, but I feel like it's such a mental thing,
No,
man.
for
As a
sure.
couch potato watching, and I feel like I'm gonna stay away from this one, but with it being a pick'em, I think I gotta go with undefeated guy
Yeah,
too. I'm not confident in it. I think it really could go either way, and kind of like when we talked at the bottom about Ikram Aliskerov. This is Rakic's make or break fight. This is, hey, are you still a
yeah,
contender? Because he's been respected as a contender for the last like
yeah. He
five
was doing
years.
really
You
well.
know, some people are thinking he really could win the
Yeah, he
title at
was
some
doing
point.
really well.
And so right now, this is his make or break fight. If he loses this, he's completely out of the title picture forever, and he's going to be like one of those
Yep.
gatekeepers. You know, he's officially a gatekeeper of the top
I'm,
10, top
I
15
mean,
maybe.
if he
So,
loses, I would say this and one more fight. I just don't even know if they'll even ask him to come back. I mean, I don't know what his contract looks like, but I think he'll be let go soon if he keeps losing at this rate.
bro, he'd be a really good PFL
There you
fighter.
go. I like that.
I could definitely see him
Yeah.
in the PFL, and like no disrespect to him
No,
either,
I mean,
but
just
like
some guys
that's
aren't made for this
he's a
caliber.
good fighter, and he looks the part too. I mean, the
Yeah,
dude's jacked.
exactly.
He's a big dude, and he has potential. He's just there's just
Yeah.
something mentally off. So, all right, I'm gonna pass on that one though. You're going with the
I'm going
undefeated
with the
guy,
undefeated guy. I'm going with yeah,
Morozkinov.
Moroskinov. I love it. I love it.
Let's get it, baby.
I think he comes out. It's probably going to be a KO. It's going to be a banger either way. But he's got to keep it inside, like you said. He doesn't have the height advantage. He doesn't. I feel like it's always harder to punch up than to punch down in a sense. But I think he's going to keep it close, grapple, and just fight dirty as shit.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know what to say, man.
No,
I'm
you're good.
passing on that. Next up, we got Alexander Volkov versus Jalton Almeida. Almeida is minus 195 favorite. Volkov's plus 165. I do want to know, dude, Volkov's hot right
I
now,
I
bro.
I, I
Volkov's on
saw
a
that.
roll.
I don't know how their lines aren't closer together. To me, this is almost a pick 'em. I mean, he lost to Gain, who is fighting for the championship, right? So I
Yeah,
don't
he
understand quite this. I feel like there's a little bit of a difference in
so
fighting
he lost a
styles.
split decision to Gon too, and I personally thought he won that
Yeah,
fight. Aside from that, he beat Pavlovich, Tuvasa, Romanov, and
yeah.
Rosenstrick, and Almeida's fighting well too recently. Let's see. Let's look at
He
his
has been
resume
fighting
here.
well.
So
He looks for
he
submissions.
just beat Spivak, Romanov. His last loss was to Curtis Blaze. He got knocked out by him.
Yeah, so I mean, again, both these guys have been fighting high caliber people for a long time. I mean, both these guys have been around for a while. They have the experience all the way around. I'm surprised it's not closer to a pick 'em. So I don't know if they know something we don't know. They both finished at high rates. This is going to be a great fight. I mean, this is going to be a freaking great fight, dude. But I'm going to have to go with Volkov.
All right, I feel like the value play here. If I'm looking at value, you got to roll with
Yeah,
Volkov. But here's what I'm looking at. If if I'm looking at Almeida as the favorite, what is his path to victory here?
submission,
I think it's only by
submission,
submission,
dude.
bro.
Yeah,
I think submission is the only way. Volkov is gonna
yep,
outpoint him if he keeps it on the feet. Almeida gasses
yeah,
out, bro. I think if he keeps it on the feet, Volkov's got the gas tank to
yep,
make it through 3 rounds. So I see him winning decision or by
yeah,
KO. And if you just take a money line, you're getting plus
yep,
money, right? Versus Almeida, I don't think there's any way he wins by decision unless he just like wrestles the
yeah.
crap out of him and keeps taking him down over and over. But I'm not seeing that.
No,
I'm thinking it's sub or bust for him. So if you're taking Almeida, I'm taking the submission to where you might get it closer to like a minus 110, minus 120. Do you know what the odds
I'm
are
gonna
on
look,
that by
dude. Let me look.
chance?
Go back one.
Because minus 195, I'm just thinking, man, like I feel like that's not great value there unless you're just gonna take the
I
sub.
mean, you probably could play it on both sides, honestly, if you wanted to. You could take Volkov's money
Play
line.
Volkov money
Yeah,
line and then
Almeida by
Almeida
sub.
by
Yeah, I mean
sub.
that
I wonder if that's plus
it
money.
is.
If it is, it's
It's
probably
plus 164 for Volkov and plus 160 for Almeida by submission. Yeah,
beautiful. That's how I'd rock that
yeah,
fight
I
out.
like that. That's a good way. You're going on either fighter. You get to watch the fight, enjoy it, and if either guy wins, you make
And you're
money.
covering a lot of
Yeah,
stuff. I mean, you got Volkov to just
yep,
win, and then Almeida to win by the path we
yeah.
think. So I like that a
Yep.
lot.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a fun play. I might even just do that. That's actually kind of nice setup.
If you see, if Almeida wins by decision, man, I'll apologize to everybody. And roast us in the comments if you think
Exactly.
Almeida is going to win by a knockout or decision, man. Let
Just
us
tell us why
know,
we're wrong, all right? And then if we're right, then I'm gonna come back
because
and comment.
yeah, ain't no way, bro,
Ain't no
ain't
way,
no
dude.
way.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the UFC's most beloved favorite fighter, Mario Bautista. And I just joke around with him because he's known to be a boring fighter, and to me, he just finds ways to win. He also fraud checked Patchy Mix, and I was all over
Yeah, you were,
Patchy in his
dude.
UFC debut, and Bautista absolutely
Yeah.
embarrassed him,
Yep.
bro. And he's fighting Umar Nurmagomedov, who ain't losing to nobody except
Except for
Marab.
Marab,
And when he
exactly.
lost to Marab, he said he lost with a broken hand. So a lot of people in this spot are thinking this is Umar's matchup to get back to fighting Marab in his next fight if he wins. So this means a lot to Umar. And I feel like Mario has nothing to lose here because he's plus
Yeah.
475. He's expected to lose. And if he has Umar in his resume as a win, if he pulls this off, he could be the next person to
Yeah,
fight
dude.
Marab. Because right now, Marab's just
Yep.
rematching everybody at this
Yeah.
point,
I
bro. The only person he hasn't rematched that is a serious contender right now is Mario. So Umar has everything to lose here, and Mario has everything to gain, in my opinion.
Exactly. I mean, I'm going to stay the hell away from this fight. The odds are kind of crazy. I mean, if you wanted to sprinkle a little bit of something on Mario, I think you could get away with that and, hope for a good fight. I don't know how he wins because I think the grappling is better, the striking is better. I mean, I think Umar has to come out and just be destructive here. I don't think they can sit and just bang. Because then it's anyone's game. But I won't bet this fight. I'm gonna stay the hell away. The odds aren't in my favor. I mean, I think Umar wins, but then it probably goes the distance too, which seems crazy. But
There's levels, brother.
yeah,
There's no way Umar's losing. If I took Mario Bautista, I would take him to win by decision.
yeah. I mean, I think this
I
fight
feel
goes
like
to the distance.
maybe he clips Umar and then out wrestles him for a few rounds. But Umar's better than him in every
Yeah,
aspect here.
yep,
There's just no way Umar's losing, and I personally think Umar is gonna be holding a belt at some
yeah. I
point.
think this is gonna be a wrestling match.
If anybody's gonna beat Marab, I think Umar's the best
No, I
bet
think
here.
this is a wrestling match. I think the fight goes the distance, and I think Umar gets his hand raised.
So if you're gonna bet Umar, it is a 3-round fight. Taking him by decision will really cut those odds down from the -750. I mean, if you take him by decision, and again, I don't have the
I'm
odds in
pulling it
front
up
of me
right
for
now. I'm pulling
props,
it up.
but I'm willing to bet Umar by decision. You probably could get that down to -200, maybe minus
Minus
180.
145. Umar by points. That's crazy.
I'm not mad
Yeah,
about it. I mean, for me, I'm gonna say Umar wins by submission or by decision. I don't see him winning by a knockout. So if you're gonna play Umar, I would go one path or the other with a sub or with a
yeah. I mean,
decision.
it seems crazy, but will the fight go the distance? It's no at plus 174, and I think it does. So yes, minus 225. So I mean, everyone's got this fight going the distance.
Yeah. The only thing I will say though too is, if Umar gets a insane highlight finish here, that'll really boost his odds for that rematch against
Yeah,
Marab if Marab beats Peter Yan
yep,
coming up. But and he'll probably be looking for that finish, but both fighters are tough to
yeah, for
finish.
sure, dude.
All right. So Umar's a lock, but odds are
This
just
is
too
no value
crazy.
there, really. Yeah,
All right, next up, we have a title fight here, women's strawweight title fight. We have one of the hottest girls in the UFC, Verna
yeah,
Jandiroba,
dude. I mean,
versus Mackenzie
she's
Dern. And I know you guys are gonna say Mackenzie Dern is the hot one, but you're wrong. It's Verna here. Verna is one of the hottest UFC fighters,
yeah,
right,
dude.
bro?
Verna is hot right now. I don't want to be rude, but I feel like when people have like some fucking, like issues with their face,
Oh my god! Oh my
I
god!
feel like you've been bullied your entire life. I think you just fucking fight because you've always been fighting. I hate to say shit like that, but I think she's always been fucking grappling everyone. She's just been fighting her entire life. It's crazy. Now this is for the title, and it's because of the Welly Shang vacated the title to fight up, and she fights like in
Zhang Wei
yeah.
Li, yeah,
So she's fighting
I think
Shevchenko.
she's going to fight
Yeah,
Valentina.
in like 2 or 3 weeks.
So, bro, and again, no disrespect to Verna, bro. I'm a fan of her. I think she has great grappling skills and she has pretty good jiu-jitsu, but they fight her and Dern fight pretty
Yeah.
similarly, and I think that this is one of those fights where the UFC really wants Dern to be a champion. And all jokes aside, I was just saying that because UFC fans notoriously talk crazy about Mackenzie Dern being
Yeah,
hot
yeah,
and one of the sexiest
yeah.
fighters in the
Yeah.
UFC. And I feel like the UFC really would be a lot more profitable if Dern won this fight opposed to Verna winning.
Yeah, I could
So
see that. I mean, I agree with that statement for sure.
I think Dern would be, a profitable champion for the
Yeah.
women's to boost the UFC up a little bit more with the women's
Yeah.
fighting. And I like Dern to get a submission
I
here.
mean, I think
It's gonna be 5 rounds, bro. She's got 5 rounds to find the
yeah, that's what I was
submission
gonna say.
too.
I think this is gonna be a grappling match. I think it's whoever finds whoever's neck first, dude. I feel like Verna lost to Amanda Ribas in an armbar. I'm not sure if I'm right about that, but I think she did. So we know she is, she can't get submitted. Um, I think maybe I flipped it, but I think that's right. I think they're gonna be just grappling the whole time. They'll come out striking the first round, feeling
You're right. She did lose to Rebus by
by
decision.
decision. So then Dern lost by the
Yeah,
armbar
and
then.
she has fought Dern before, but it was in 2020, which they're completely different fighters
Yeah.
now. But Verna's only 2 losses in her last it looks like almost 10 fights here is to Mackenzie Dern and Amanda
Yeah. So I
Ribas.
mean
And then
this is gonna be a crazy fight. I think the first round, it's 5 rounds. So a lot of times the first round, it's kind of more feeling each other out. I don't think they're going to come out and just be fucking scrapping like crazy. But I think this is going to be a grapple fest. So I hate to say it, but I think the fans will be booing because they're going to be hugging each other at some point.
Bro, I'm gonna say if you're gonna take
I'm taking
Verna,
Verna.
take her, take her by
All
decision.
right.
If you're that'd be my play on her if I was taking her. But this is my play. I feel so confident. I feel so confident, bro. Mackenzie Dern is an absolute lock, and I'm tempted to hammer the submission prop on Dern because she's minus 155 on the money line. If you took her by sub, you're probably getting her plus 150, plus
Yeah.
200
So
range.
Modern submission plus 250, Verna by points plus 310. So I mean, you could hit both of those and make out bank.
Bro, the UFC needs Dern to win this. Dern by submission is a
Yeah,
lock.
I love it, dude. I
Lock it
think I
up,
think
bro.
Verna wins. I'm going with Verna. So this will be the
Really?
debate, dude. We'll see who wins at the end.
Bro, you're tripping. Dern is gonna choke her out in rounds 2, 3, or 4.
Well,
She's gonna get her feet wet the first
yeah,
round.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, Dern might get popped. Her boxing's not that
yep.
good. Verna might get the best of her, and then I think Dern is eventually gonna find that submission. I would go by decision if it was 3 rounds. With it being 5, though, I think Dern finds that submission for sure. I feel super confident
Let
about
me
it.
see, dude, if it'll pull this up real quick. So, Jern, if you picked her to go submission in round 3 plus 1500, round 4 plus 1900.
Okay, I like 2, 3, and 4. I would probably sprinkle those. But if you're just I mean, I would just take her by submission at
Yeah,
plus 250. You're already getting
for
crazy value.
sure.
But that's what happens to me betting, bro. Is I'll get so
I
greedy where
know.
I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna take her in round 3, at 3 minute between 3 and 4 minutes for plus 4,000.
Exactly, bro. And what always happens, it'll be like literally one round off or fucking, it'll be like under 2.5, and then it'll be like right over, and then it hits, and I'm like, damn it.
Yeah. Oh my god. I get way too cute with it,
Yeah.
especially if I'm like on a
Yeah. If I'm
heater
already
or
up,
if
then
I've
I don't
won a
mind
couple.
sprinkling.
My confidence gets
Yeah. If I'm already
outrageous.
up, I don't mind sprinkling it a little bit. But I think Verna gets the job done, dude. So we can come back and debate this one next week. Again, go
Yeah.
down in the
Whatever you
comments and your
drank
pick.
before you gave this prediction, let me know. Whatever you drank or smoked,
We
let me
should,
know.
yeah, exactly. We should put a poll up, dude, and have everyone bet and see what it comes out at.
Yeah, bro. Dern is such a lock, bro. You're tripping on that
I
one.
love it. We'll find out. We'll
All
fucking
right.
find out.
Next up, we have a huge matchup. This matchup has implications for the whole future of
World
the UFC
heavyweight.
and heavyweight
Yeah.
division. We got Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gahn. The reason I say that is because if Gahn wins, it doesn't do much for the UFC because the John and I
Yeah.
get it. He may never fight again, but John Jones is not interested in fighting Gahn. If Gahn was to win this fight, um, John Jones's potential heavyweight title fight is non-existent, and if he ever comes back, it'll be against Alex
He'll
Pereira
never
now.
be back, dude.
So,
I don't see Jones
but
ever
if
coming back. I think he's fat and happy somewhere, bro. He's done.
I like the idea of the White House just because he would want to represent the USA in
It could
that
be
way,
crazy that
but
way, but
it if it's gonna be for the heavyweight title, Aspinall has to win this fight, and that has nothing to do with this
yeah,
fight.
yeah,
But
yeah.
anyways,
No, I mean,
um,
I agree,
I
dude.
think future wise that's kind of how it's gonna play out because Gon's not attractive name because he's already had title fight
Yep.
chances, and he lost to Nagano, and Aspinall's wrestling is
Yeah.
superior to Nagano. So Nagano took Gon down and laid on him for a couple rounds and got a decision win. Whereas Aspinall is 10 times better
Yeah.
on
I
the
mean,
ground than Ngannou.
Aspinall,
He's not as scary on the feet, but I don't think Aspinall is going to try to stand and trade with him at all. He knows better. He's got too much of a high IQ than to stand and bang and trade with Cyril Gahn. And Gahn has shown that his takedown defense is bad, bro.
yep.
And I feel like at this point, you can improve your takedown defense, but your ground skills are not going to change that much in a couple
No, yeah.
years, especially when you're at the cream of the crop at the top of the division. There's levels to this, and I think Aspinall's a lock here. I don't see how he loses. The only way he loses is if specifically this will be
Yeah.
exactly what happens if Gon was to win. Aspinall shoots a takedown. Gon loads a knee up at the perfect time and gives him that Jorge Masvidal to Ben
I love
Askren
it.
knee to the
I love
dome
it.
and puts him out cold. That's the only
Yeah.
way Gon wins this
Yeah,
fight.
I don't know how Gon wins this fight. I mean, like you said,
He's not stopping them
no, dude.
takedowns,
He
bro.
he does have elite striking, but outside of that, it's not good. And then Aspinall used to do like point fighting. So like the whole idea is to not get struck in any way, right? So I mean his speed and his finishing ability is unbelievable. I mean Aspinall is just a much better, well-rounded fighter. I like you said, he's just gonna wrestle him to death. Whether he can submit him or get the finish or not is another story. But I think 100%. I think Aspinall wins, and I just don't know how he loses this fight.
If it was just a kickboxing fight, Gon would win. But this is MMA at the end of the day, and who can put it all together better is Aspinall.
Yeah,
And he like I said, he's got a high IQ, and there's no way he loses this fight. The only lean on Gon here would be, people say, well, Gon has shown that he's gone the distance more fights. Aspinall hasn't
yeah,
had to.
exactly.
He
That's
hasn't
what I'm
had
saying. He
to.
finishes all his fights. He's
He's just
finishing.
finishing everybody
Yeah,
left and
he
right, bro.
finishes
So
everyone.
I don't that cardio doesn't mean anything to me because I feel like especially when it comes to wrestling, Aspinall's gonna drain Gon's cardio out is
Yeah,
super fast too. No way this goes to a decision. Aspinall knows what's at stake for the future, and his name value stays super high because nobody's beaten
yeah,
him yet.
exactly. I agree with you. I think
So
Aspinall is the win here. I think he's going to be the future face for the heavyweights for the UFC, and I think he's got another 3-4 years just rising to the top, hanging out. I don't see anybody in the heavyweight division that really could come up and win right now unless somebody moves up.
hey, my apologies, my apologies. In 2022, Aspinall had a KO loss to Blades, but I'm pretty sure he was injured in that fight. He got injured during the
Yeah, I mean, he
fight.
exactly. He has had 3 losses, right? But every fight he's won,
Yeah.
he's finished.
As far as the UFC goes, he hasn't really
No.
lost a fight yet. When he lost to Blades, he literally I think he broke his arm or something
Okay.
that fight, bro. Like it was a bad injury.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like Blades
Yeah,
just
yeah.
caught him and was whooping his
So
butt.
I mean, you could even go Tom Aspinall by KO at -110 because at -460, there's no great value. Put it at the end of your parlay and ride the fight out. You could then hedge it and come back and do gain either. I mean, plus 320 for money line. His KO is plus 550 for gain.
If you're if you're taking Cyril Gahn, you got to take him by KO. That's his only path to victory, in my opinion. If you're taking Aspinall, there's no way it goes to a decision. I'm taking him by KO or submission. I'm actually kind of leaning submission because once he gets on top of Gahn, he could just rain down blows, especially if he gets full
Yeah.
mount. But I'm thinking Aspinall pulls off a submission here.
I think
But
second
either
or third round. I think, like you said, he's just gonna fucking take him through muddy water, just completely exhaust him, almost like what we saw with RDR last week. I think he's just gonna beat him up and he's completely exhaust him.
that's a perfect way
Yeah,
I see this fight
yeah,
going,
same
bro.
idea.
I see him just
Yeah,
drowning
yeah,
Gone. So, all right. So here's my nasty parlay this week. Here's what I'm going with. I'm taking Ikram Aliskerov. I'm taking him on my first leg, and this is my banger parlay I'm rolling with.
yeah.
Okay, so Ikram Aliskerov, and then my next leg is gonna be I know it's chalky as heck, but I'm taking Umar. I'm taking Mackenzie Dern and Tom Aspinall. That's my absolute lock
And
parlay.
Umar. So for that 4-leg parlay, plus 207. Yeah,
I
I mean
like it, bro.
that's not bad at all. I like that, dude. I would bet that all day. Yeah, against some.
So I got Aspinall, Dern, Umar, and Aliskerov. And in my opinion, Aliskerov is that first leg's the scariest fight there. And I
Yeah, so
feel like I'd be pretty surprised
if
if
you
he
can get through
lost.
that, you're in good shape, dude, right? Now, so I'm kind
So
of on the same thing, but I flipped it a little bit and went with the earlier fights. So I really like Jacqueline to win at -450. That's my first leg. Again, I don't know how Hamney loses against Chris Barnett. That's my second parlay, and then I have Ikram as my third, dude, at Alice Groff. So that's plus 108.
ooh,
Yep.
okay. Well, if you if that hits, then you got some money to sprinkle and mess around with on the main
Yep.
card. And if it loses, then you get a chase on the main card. So it sounds like you're in a
I'm
win-win,
gonna
brother.
win. I'm gonna either win early and then be done, or see what happens.
Whether he wins or loses, he's gonna pour a little money on Verna. And just don't bet on her, okay? I'm telling
I
you. If Verna wins, I'll apologize. We'll make a personal bet this week. Like losers gotta do like, I don't know, 25, 50 push-ups on stream or something
we
stupid,
should
dude.
start doing that, especially for if there's something that we really both feel confident about. I like that, dude.
I'll draw a unibrow for the
Whatever
podcast.
you want, brother.
Shave my head bald. It's already half bald
Exactly. I'm
anyway.
trying my best to keep it. I'll do whatever, dude. I think something like that could be a lot of fun. And we can even go down to the comments and just, make it clean, but give us like a reward to win, or some type of like, strategy to lose. Like whoever loses has to do this.
Yeah. Okay, so if you had to take one underdog on this whole card, who is the best value underdog?
Oh, Volkov, dude. I,
Yeah, I'm
I
looking
wanted to say
here.
Verna
Yeah,
just to be an
I'm with you
asshole.
too. Just how we both agreed on the Steelers, I'm with you on this one too. I think Alexander Volkov is, he's gonna fight for my money, and he's a seasoned
Yeah.
veteran. This is his last run to
Yeah.
get back in the
Yeah.
title
That's a good way
picture,
to say it.
and this is make or break for him to either be a gatekeeper of a contender's gatekeeper, or to be right in the title picture. I mean, if he wins this fight, especially if he gets a highlight reel KO, he might be fighting Tom Aspinall or Cyril Gane next, depending on who wins
Yeah.
that fight.
No, I agree, dude. Um, Yeah, for sure. Now, you know how I do it. I do my martingale every UFC, and I'll just start with like 1 unit, 2 units, 5 units, depending on how the fights are going or what the, like the money lines are. So my first pick is Delgado. If he wins, I'm done betting basically for the rest of my larger bets. So then it's Delgado, Klein, and then Murskinov again.
Okay, I like that, and I like that martingale strategy. I don't personally do it. I'm too greedy, bro. But I do like it. My idea on this card is okay. So you know how I gave the 4-leg
Yep.
parlay? If my first 2 legs lose, I'm just straight betting Mackenzie Dern. If anything fails me, I'm just gonna put one straight bet on Mackenzie Dern by submission to it, plus 250. I'm gonna put that regardless. So these are my 2 UFC plays: the 4-leg parlay, and then one single bet Dern by plus 250
All right,
submission. Take it
I'm
to
gonna
the
put it in
bank.
right now. Darren,
That's what I'm
I'm
rocking.
doing it, dude. Method of victory. He said it. Turn by submission plus 250. Yep. Boom.
She's ready for this. She's ready to
Hey, again,
represent the
Lunch Money
UFC.
was right last week. I mean, this guy, again, we got beat up on NFL a little bit, but he essentially was profitable for the UFC. And if the last fight, just didn't go the way it did, we would have been happy. It would have been a great freaking weekend.
Oh, we'd have been
Yeah.
rolling last
Sunday
week,
would have
dude.
been a much
The only
better
one
day.
that we both had on a play was that
Yeah.
Barlow. That was a frustrating loss. But you know what? The beautiful thing about gambling is you never know what's going to happen, and you only lose if you don't give
Right.
up, right?
You got to keep chasing. It'll be fine.
You only lose if you give up. So we're back this week, and we're ready. We're locked and loaded. So again, I think NFL. I don't. I NFL. My only real play. I'm doing one play. I'm doing Bills and
Patriots.
Patriots money line parlay.
Minus 160.
UFC. We'll write these out and put them. I'll put them on the Instagram once I get it rocking
Yep.
and rolling. I'll get that made
Yeah, we'll work
tomorrow.
on it.
And then UFC, I like the 4-legger, and then the Dern sub single prop. And then you got your martingale strategy. And then for the NFL, you had the 4-legger. I think that paid like plus 300 or something,
Might have
right?
been a little bit more. Let me see if I still have it up. I had too many fucking
I know
snooze
your
bets.
NFL parlay had
Yeah,
juice.
it
So,
was
and you
juiced
know
up
what?
pretty good. I mean, you just never
If it
know.
does lose for any reason, I totally respect it because that's when obviously the higher plus money you're getting on a parlay, the riskier it is. So I'm not taking the risk like Mad Dog is.
Yeah,
So if his wins, we're celebrating, dude, because that's gonna be a
And
good
same thing,
payout.
yeah, it's plus 404. I feel like it is risky taking the Vikings at plus 3.5, but that gives me action on Thursday. If that wins, I'm rolling into Sunday with the 49ers. I think the 49ers cover, dude. I don't know how they don't win. The Bengals, I mean, again, they're going to win. And if everything works out, I'm just hanging out, watching the Chiefs, enjoying the game, and waiting to catch a ticket.
So if you're betting, maybe put like again, this is I'm not telling y'all to do anything, but put bigger money on my parlay. That's the sure
Yeah,
thing
I
parlay.
agree. I
Sprinkle Mad
agree.
Dogs and take it
Yeah,
to the bank. That way, if my play hits, you're rolling off good. And if not, Mad Dogs would probably pay off my loss if
for
that hit.
sure. And again, this is where bankroll management and everything else starts to take into account, right? You can't just be flat betting or betting the same amount on, a crazy freaking plus 10,000 parlays you would as a straight bet that's like at minus 170 or something.
Facts, bro. Facts. And again, just like you said, don't bet what you can't
Yeah,
afford to lose. And if it makes you upset or you're losing your
it's
mental
not
health
worth
due
it.
to gambling, don't bet
Yeah,
at all, man. It's just something to do for fun. The reason I'm lunch money, and I know Mad Dog bets pretty similarly, is like I'm literally betting like lunch money. Like if I'm throwing a bet in, it's like 5 to maybe 20, thirty
yeah,
dollars. Sometimes I've thrown in like $50 bets in the past, but that's if my bankroll's
yeah,
way up and I've won a couple bets in a row. But typically it's like, dude, whatever I'm gonna take to Chipotle that day, that's
yeah,
what I'm gonna throw on the games or the
yeah,
UFC, dude. It's just something to just to increase the tension a
yeah.
little bit and
Pure
excitement
entertainment
for the
value. Pure
events.
entertainment value. I don't, like you said, I don't want to lose 10 bucks,
100%.
dude. Right? So it's like, do I want to be upset that I
Right.
lost ten
Dude,
bucks?
and what's funny is like I hate losing the lunch
Yeah,
money too.
dude.
Like I don't it doesn't affect me the
Yeah,
next day or I don't sleep bad at
exactly.
night, but
That's the
you know,
difference.
I I'm just a competitive
Yep.
by nature guy. I mean, we
Yeah.
both grew up playing sports and dude, I don't care if I bet you push-ups. If I lose the bet, I'm pissed, dude. If I bet 2 quarters, I'm pissed. I'm
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
oh, I gotta get
Yeah.
those 50
But
cents
at least
back.
I can sleep that night. That's the difference, right? Yeah.
Right. It's a lot different when you're like, oh my God, I just bet my electricity
Yeah.
bill. What the heck was
Not
I
worth it.
thinking? And now I got to go to a payday loan center, apply for a credit
Not
card,
worth
or
it.
ask my grandma for
Exactly.
money or something.
I'll be out Uber driving, dude, if I have to, whatever it takes. But there's no
Yeah.
reason to do it to that degree.
Hey, that'd be hilarious. We'll post a picture. And no offense to Uber drivers either. Like it's just the easiest way to sign up and make quick money that's
Yeah,
legal.
exactly,
But
bro.
yeah, if we
Exactly.
lose our bets, I'm gonna Photoshop this hat to an Uber
I
hat
love
like
it,
I'm
dude. I
driving on
love it, bro.
Sunday.
Honk honk. Yeah,
Yeah. I actually have a Pizza Hut hat. I'll put that on him
whatever it takes,
and
bro.
say I got hired and I need to go deliver
Yeah,
some
dude.
pizzas, dude.
Wah wah wah. No, I feel good about these. I think we did better this week than last week. I obviously my NFL pick is a little crazy, but I feel really good about the UFC this week. Last week was a little crazy. The pay-per-views are always a little easier to pick because it's more high caliber fighters, more people you've seen fight more regularly. You're not going to get a lot of, people you've never heard of typically. There is a few underdogs this time that are unfamiliar, but the rest of the year the cards are pretty stacked
And
up
another
too.
thing that we talked about today too, bro, is if you do like a favorite and you still want to get put some risk in there, take the method of victory that they're going to
Yeah,
win by because then you're getting a favorite who should win the
yeah,
fight and you're getting plus odds and even if they don't win in the fashion that you bet on, I feel like at least you're getting plus
yeah,
money out of it. Even like that Umar fight or
yeah,
some of these like the Hamdi
yeah,
fight. If you took like the Hamdi minus 280 at decision, which is highly
yeah,
doubtful, you might get him at plus 300-400. So I mean, if you want to take a little risk on somebody who should win the fight, and you're like, well, I can't bet the underdog. Take a little risk and bet the method of victory you think the favorite's going to win
agreed,
by.
dude. Yeah, I think that's the best thing. And finding value. That's the trick here is finding value. Not betting everything crazy, finding the value bets.
Yeah, and again, before I let y'all go, what I like doing is like if I have a losing week, I come back the next week and I play a little bit safer. And if I get on a roll, I'm gonna start giving you plus 2,000 parlays. So that's kind of the way that I
Yeah,
bet. That works and it does. I wouldn't say nothing
Yeah,
works
yeah.
for me, but something that makes it fun for me and keeps my bankroll going is betting. And even the safer plays sometimes
Yeah.
don't win. You know, you never know. But that's kind of how I roll with it. Is if I'm losing, I bet safer. If I'm on a roll, then I get greedier. So that's what I like to
No,
do
I think that's
personally.
the right way to do it, dude. Just start off easy, and again, if you start winning some earlier in the weeks, then you can start really pressing up going into Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
It's like craps,
just like
bro.
craps, dude. Yeah,
If I'm at first I'm playing the 6
yeah,
and 8, it's got the same amount of rolls as hitting the
yeah.
7. And if I start winning, we're playing the
We're
10 and the
moving out,
4,
baby.
we're playing the 9 and the 5.
I mean, just start
We might
building
even
up.
sprinkle the hard ways if
Yep,
if we're
yep,
serious heating
exactly.
up.
My favorite thing is just to get my
So
money off the table and just start pressing it up, baby.
when all hits the ceiling fan, I'm back to 6 and
Right.
8. So same strategy with
No,
parlays.
that's smart, dude. That's the way to do it. All right, brother. Well, be safe,
So
dude. Well, again, go down in the comments. Tell us why we're wrong. Give us as much shit as you possibly can. I want to hear from you why you think I'm wrong or why Lunch Money's wrong.
all right, mic'd up and misinformed.
Boom.